Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we have ALICETH on the VN server and she has not been changed at all compared to the Pioneer server. So no buffs and no nerfs. I want to talk about currently what my opinions are of her, but of course I'm not making any, for example, decision right now whether she's good to pull, and I don't think anyone should be because she's a celestial hero. There's plenty of time. There's no limit on like when you can recruit her, and it will just be about, is she good in Dream Realm, is she good in PvP, and we're gonna have to wait and see for at least 8 to 10 days of testing on the VN server for that. Now, currently, ALICETH was doing pretty well in PvP on the Pioneer server. She has some useful buffs. The most notable one is actually that she will make one of her allies who she decides to buff. She will give them an immunity to fatal damage for 1.5 seconds and also health recovery when that happens. This is pretty useful for other hypercarriers, whether it be like Lily May, Niru, and actually even heroes like Indris are working well with ALICETH, who otherwise have survival issues. This can basically counter those nukes and like one-shots of enemy Athalia, which happen early on in the match. And so overall, this is a very unique ability to have, especially on a DPS type character. And then on top of that, of course, the other notable thing is that her Bright Feather buff that she gives an ally is going to boost their range by 5 tiles. That is going to allow them to hit anywhere on the map, basically, as long as they are a range hero to begin with. They have to have 3 range or higher to begin with, because that will classify them as a range hero. That's why heroes like, for example, Corrin, Walker, it is not working on them. But if they're actually a ranged hero, then it is going to boost them. Like, for example, Shamira is going to have no issue just attacking anywhere she wants to on the map right from the beginning, which is very powerful because previously Shamira had, obviously, she is a 4 range hero, and she needs to usually walk up to begin attacking the enemy. This would be one way around that. And then on top of all of that, you're going to get bonus penetration onto the Bright Feather ally, but it is only going to be this bonus penetration onto the marked enemy. And this is the unique thing about ALICETH. She is going to mark with the Mark of Judgment the enemy who is furthest away from her in the battlefield preparation, and both her and the hero who she's buffing with the Bright Feather are both going to channel their normal attacks onto that backline target. There are some skills which maybe potentially, if they're single target and long range, they would be able to channel and onto the marked enemy, but other skills are just going to function as they normally do, basically. So that is the thing about ALICETH. Of course, also her ultimate is going to be massive damage, but it has 0 pre-fill energy, and yeah, it'll be a while before she can cast it. But usually it will be a death sentence for whichever hero she is casting it on, and it also comes with an instant defeat. And this instant defeat will only be on enemies who have the Mark of Judgment enhanced on them. And to enhance it, either you need to lock onto that target for 6 seconds. This is not going to, for example, counter Saida or Taylene. It will just execute them like an OD execution. They will be able to revive themselves. So yeah, I don't really think about this too much when I think about ALICETH. It's all the other abilities which really make her and define her. So ALICETH for PvP, definitely an interesting supportive and also damage dealer hero with some additional survivability for your other hypercarry. I think that's the major role that she will have, but also channeling normal attacks or even single target skills onto a backline enemy target. This is also what ALICETH excels at, because both her and the ally who she's buffing are going to have plenty of range, 8, and the other ally buffing is going to have at least 8 range with the 5 tile boost, and then they're going to be focusing their attacks onto the backline target. So if there's some hyper carry in the back, you can quickly kill them. And so ALICETH is working well with, like I said, Indris, Niru, and I think also what I'm really looking forward to in the future, we know Nazric is coming, and he should be coming fairly soon. We don't know exactly, probably after Isabella's banner if I had to guess, and he looks like a crazy single target range damage deal with high critical rate or high crit damage, and penetration would really benefit him. And also if you can channel his damage onto a rearmost target, there's utility behind that. So for PvP, being able to switch the priority and bypass the tank on the enemy team, that's very strong. If you can give it to another good single target damage dealer who can get all of that damage off onto that marked target. And also when you do kill the marked target, then you're going to get an attack boost from ALICETH, and this boost will also be given to the allies with the Bright Feather who she has buffed, and you can only buff one of them. And then on top of all of that, now comes Dream Realm. So for Dream Realm, the buffing she provides also is decent damage, and her own damage is pretty high because her ultimate damage hits hard, and as you continue to shoot feathers throughout the match, which are going to happen with any ranged damage from your Bright Feather ally, then she is going to power up her ultimate. Rather than doing 6 volleys, it will go up to a potential 12 volleys of 3 arrows each, which is a 12 times 3, 36 arrows, each one's dealing high damage, and then also bonus damage for the enemy's lost health. So overall, this is a strong, hard-hitting skill. Now, this lost health is not HP lost damage. Do not confuse that. This is just going to be raw, like, physical damage, right? It is not even true damage. However, with such a high multiplier, it's still going to hit hard, and if she can keep cycling and spamming her ultimate, it's a lot of damage. And yeah, so in Dream Realm, for pre-endless, we've seen her being used in the Sigmund Dream Realm boss. We need to see with testing on the VN server with more people who have her built if she is actually going to be the best for that boss. But also, Blightshroom Primal or Dream Realm boss is coming tomorrow, and in that, ALICETH has a real good likelihood of being an option there, because Blightshroom is going to deny your ultimate casting. So even though this will cut out ALICETH's damage, like her major damage, she still will provide that penetration buff. She will power up her Bright Feather ally, who, if it's a normal attacker, maybe this is going to be the meta, basically, team comp. So we have to see ALICETH tomorrow. We have to see in other Dream Realm bosses. Then for Endless bosses, there is some HP loss damage in her kit, but I'm not very convinced that this is going to be able to compete with other heroes we have, because when you look at someone like Ludovic with his insight charms, he has basically up to almost 100% HP per second damage multiplier, whereas ALICETH here only 40%. And that is not enough. And even if you can stack it, there's going to be a limit to how much you can, because every 4 feathers have to be shot, and 1 feather can at most be shot every 0.5 seconds, so only every 2 seconds can you actually unleash this. So I don't, honestly, when I look at this skill, I just do not think it's probably going to be good enough for Endless. But maybe, for example, if her other buffs are basically good enough, and her raw damage is good enough, then maybe as a sub DPS for Dream Realm, but also a supporter buffer, she could be good. But in my feelings right now, obviously, this is like neither here nor there. This is obviously subjective, but I do not think she is going to be good in Endless Dream Realm, because there are going to be better supports than her, number one. Number two, there are better damage dealers than her, and even then, there are better sub DPSs that also have supportive role, like Ravion, for example. He's a buffer, but also a damage dealer. So I just do not think, I don't see how ALICETH could be good for Endless, but for pre-Endless, I think there's some niche Dream Realm use, and for PvP, though, that's her major role as kind of like this tech option. But overall, ALICETH is a totally skippable hero as of right now. If she does just appear to be good in Dream Realm, maybe we can make alter that decision. However, even if she is an upgrade, it would probably only be for a couple Dream Realm bosses at most, and probably not a major upgrade. So we have to wait and see about all of that. Obviously, the Dream Realm testing, it's just not there yet. So Dream Realm needs to wait. For PvP, she's a nice tech option, but that's basically it. She is not necessarily a hyper carry herself. The other, like Diurnal, Crynia, those are the hyper carries, and ALICETH will be buffing them or buffing some other hyper carry, whether it be Nero with the Supreme Plus skill upgrade, whether it be Lily May or Indris or something like that. So definitely an interesting hero, but obviously also be skeptical about her, and probably you want to save your resources at a free-to-play or light spender, because there are going to be 2 more Celestial Hypogeans this season who could very well be more meta than her, and we know Mihira will be coming next, and Mihira is a fan favorite from AFK Arena, and a lot of AFK Arena heroes have come to AFK Journey and been powerhouses, like Shimira, like Damon. Isn't Nero even? But yeah, Nero only goes strong with the Supreme Plus skill upgrade. But thank you guys for watching, and let me know your thoughts about ALICETH in the comment section down below. If you guys are not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please join that. There is a link to that in the description of this video. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.